Hello, Namaskar, good evening. This is Balneet Singh Bedi. I welcome all of you to the daily news analysis session by Tathastu ICS. Good evening, Roshni. Good evening, everyone. Let's start today's session. Under Mains Manthan, we have two important news. The first news is talking about the northeastern India to be the gateway for trade with Southeast Asia. Now the first editorial is basically on the front page of The Hindu Daily Edition. As you all know, Northeast Investor Summit 2025 took place yesterday at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi has addressed the nation and called Northeast India the most diverse region in the diverse India. Now we will be seeing what all phrases he has said for Northeast India, and specifically we will be discussing here about Act East policy. Act East policy. We will be covering this in detail because we have northeastern region here and it's connecting with Southeast Asia. There was a controversy as well few days back when the leader of the interim government of Bangladesh, Mohammad Yunus, has met Xi Jinping in China and said that northeastern India is a landlocked state. And good evening, Amrita, Deepika, Mansa, Rishi, Charita, Poonam, Royal, Apex, Sonali, Jainam, good evening, everyone. So the controversy was about Mohammad Yunus when he said that northeastern India is a landlocked state and Bangladesh is the only one which is the guardian of the Bay of Bengal, and that comment was not taken very lightly by New Delhi. Even the northeastern state CM has also condemned the comment which has been made by the Bangladesh counterpart. So we will be seeing about the Act East policy in detail in this editorial. Then next, a medical oxygen access gap Southeast Asia must bridge. Now here we all know the COVID cases are rising, especially in the Southeast Asian nations as well as Maharashtra state, Tamil Nadu state and other states, other southern states in Kerala as well. COVID cases are rising. So this editorial is written by Saima Waid, who is the daughter of former Prime Minister of Bangladesh, that is Sheikh Hasina. She is also the regional director of WHO for the Southeast Asian region. So we will be seeing what all she has mentioned and what are the infrastructure gaps, what about the financing, what about the skilled workforce which is required in order to deal with the oxygen cylinders which is required in both South Asian region as well as Southeast Asian region. Then under Prelim Sarthi, we have Financial Action Task Force. You all know after the Pahalgam terror attack, India launched Operation Sindoor, and now we are on the way to win the narrative war or the diplomatic war in which India is trying to place Pakistan under the grey list, so that there should be increased monitoring of the Pakistan under this list so that it does not fund any sort of terrorism for the countries or the state-sponsored terrorism which is operating on its soil. Good evening, everyone. I know tomorrow is your prelims. I wish you all the very, very best. Exactly, Charita. Now let's start with the first editorial, that is Northeast to be the gateway for trade with Southeast Asia. That is said by Narendra Modi. Why in news? The first India's Act East policy, syllabus GS paper 2 international relations. Now the first, what is Act East policy? Basically Act East policy was announced in the month of November in the year 2014, and it is a modified version of Look East policy. So basically Look East policy was launched in the year 2008 around, but it took momentum in 2014 when Narendra Modi took power. उन्होंने कुछ नहीं किया, उन्होंने बस उसका नाम चेंज कर दिया कि सिर्फ देखना नहीं है, उस चीज पे एक्ट भी करना है, and that is why the Act East policy. Right? Even Narendra Modi has said yesterday that northeastern India is not the is the front runner of the growth, right? It's the front runner of the growth. He also called northeast India as eight forms of goddess Lakshmi or Ashtalakshmis. Ashtalakshmis. Now this is a key word which you all should be knowing. If a question comes on Northeast India in the mains, you can use this term Ashtalakshmis or the front runner of the growth. Northeastern India he defined in this way. He also said right from trade to tradition, right from textile to technology, as well as rich biodiversity. Rich biodiversity is the specific of the northeastern region. Right from trade to tradition, from textile to technology, and rich biodiversity defines or make northeastern region a diverse region in the diverse India. And also he said that East stands for empower, act, strengthen and transform. I repeat it again. Yes, Utkarsh, Rishi, Mamta, Charita, Rahul. Yeah, absolutely right. Then E stands for empower, A for act, S for strengthen, T for transform. All these are the keywords. This trade to tradition, textile to technology, rich biodiversity, Ashtalakshmis or eight forms of goddess Lakshmi. Then the East, that is empower, act, strengthen, transform, and all these are the keywords which you should be knowing. Now Act East policy, as I have told you, to strengthen India's economic, cultural as well as strategic relations with the Northeast India as well as the countries which are located across the Asia Pacific region, and to make sure our northeastern states get connected to these regions via various projects which we will be seeing in the upcoming slides. Then comes the aim. अब aim क्या है Act East policy का? We will be seeing here Act East policy to promote economic cooperation, cultural ties, strategic partnership within the countries in the Indo-Pacific region, to catalyze the economic development of northeastern region, which is also the gateway of the Southeast Asia. Siliguri corridor or Chicken's Neck is also the one where we all have seen the Doklam standoff in the year 2017, right? Doklam standoff, where if Siliguri corridor or Chicken's Neck get cut from the majority of the territory of India, the entire northeast will go away. So this is the connecting point for the mainstream India as well as the northeastern India, right? Then we will see in the next slide key features. Very quickly we will see focus on ASEAN countries and the broader East Asian nations, and then emphasize economic integration, security cooperation with the partner countries. It has also highlighted the 4 C's. Now what are those 4 C's? We have culture, we have commerce, we have connectivity, and we have capacity development. So 4 C's are culture, commerce, connectivity, capacity development. I'll repeat: culture, commerce, connectivity and capacity development. Charita, that the term is being used in the polity, that is cooperative federalism, not here. So 4 C's are culture, commerce, connectivity and capacity development. Again, this is very, very important. You should be knowing because it has been highlighted by Honorable PM Narendra Modi. Then security forms a critical dimension of the policy. Why? Because of increasing China's assertiveness. China is saying, or it's expanding its footprint in the Indo-Pacific region. Indo-Pacific region. It is showing unilateralism where in South China Sea as well, right? It is giving all sort of loans to Bhutan, to Bangladesh, to Sri Lanka, to Maldives, and encircling India via which policy? Via string of pearls policy, right? Then comes the next. India seeks to secure freedom of navigation and asserts its role in the Indian Ocean with initiatives like, you all must have heard about the Eastern Quad. Eastern Quad. How many members? 4 members. We have India, we have USA, we have Japan, and we have Australia. So what these 4 countries want? These 4 countries want free, open, inclusive Indo-Pacific zone. As well as we have one more, we have AUKUS. AUKUS stands for Australia, United Kingdom, USA, same strategic defense alliance in order to secure the sea lanes of communication of the Indo-Pacific region and make it more prosperous, more inclusive, more sustainable, more free, more open to all the Indian Ocean littoral states. Right? Very good, Charita, Mamta, Ritik, good, all of you. Then under this, then we will see the key initiative to enhance the connectivity. Agartala Akhoda rail link. Agartala is in Tripura and Akhoda is in Bangladesh. Akhoda is in Bangladesh. So we are trying to connect Tripura with Bangladesh via rail link project, but again this project is having serious implications as of now, especially after the ouster of the former Prime Minister of Bangladesh, or the daughter of the founding father of Bangladesh, that is Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's daughter, Sheikh Hasina. She has been taken refuge in the capital of India, that is New Delhi. So after that, after the Mohammed Yunus has took over as the leader of the interim government in Bangladesh, things have changed, situations have changed. He is acting more pro-China, pro-Pakistan, and he was, after meeting Shehbaz Sharif as well as Xi Jinping, he was expecting a red carpet in New Delhi after making all those controversial statements in Xi Jinping, which has changed the course of the matter. As we all know, if you are reading a newspaper, there are speculations of military coup as well in Bangladesh. Military coup as well in Bangladesh. He was appointed after Sheikh Hasina in order to bring law and order, but he didn't do that. He's acting as the king and he's trying to change the foreign policy of Bangladesh rather than focusing on conducting elections, peaceful democratic elections in Bangladesh. He is trying to change the foreign policy of Bangladesh. But let's see what future holds and how the future course of action would be decided. Then comes the Kaladan multimodal transit transport project. Basically, it is connecting Kolkata to Sitwe port. Where is Sitwe port? Sitwe port is in Myanmar. Sitwe port is in Myanmar. So we have Kaladan multimodal transit transport project. Then comes India, Myanmar, Thailand trilateral highway project. Again, not much explanation required here. It's simple: India, Myanmar, Thailand. Then India, Japan Act East Forum. Now this is important. Most of you would not know this. So basically, India and Japan has signed a Act East Forum, which was launched in the year 2017, where they have 2 objectives. The first objective says to develop the northeastern region of India, and second objective to connect the northeastern Indian region with the Southeast Asian countries. Now both these need to be connected and to make sure that northeastern states be developed. Then Amrit Kal Vision 2047, here also we are focusing on logistics, shipping and all sort of infrastructure which can be provided to the northeastern states as well as the maritime vessels by the year 2047. Then comes the next editorial, that is a medical oxygen access gap Southeast Asia must bridge. Again, this editorial does not require lot of explanations here, right? It is more sort of factual, not too important from your mains perspective, very less chances. आप इसमें से 1-2 पॉइंट उठा के जरूर लिख सकते हो, but otherwise overall this editorial इस पे आपका कोई डायरेक्टली क्वेश्चन नहीं बनेगा. COVID-19 पे might be question could be asked, so that's all what you need to know here. Then rising COVID cases in India, as I've mentioned in the starting, it covers GS paper 2, that is governance. Yes, Charita, this is the new variant. Oxygen as essential medicine, basically critical and life-saving treatment with no substitute. Do you think oxygen has a substitute? We know there is no substitute to oxygen, right? It is the sole most thing which we all need to survive. Then 5 billion people lack access to safe, affordable medical oxygen. There is oxygen access gap in the Southeast Asia as well. It is one of the highest oxygen service coverage gaps, that is 78% in South Asia and 74% in East Asia and the Pacific countries. Again, not much explanation required. I'll be reading and telling wherever required. Its impact, pandemic, we all have seen during the pandemic in the first wave 2020, 2021, the second wave, the third wave, we all have seen how things unfolded. There were not PPE kits, there were not ventilators, there were COVID deaths because of lack of oxygen. That was happening more during the second wave of the COVID, and even recent civil registration system has said that there were 1 crore deaths due to COVID-19. 1 crore deaths, and official estimate was, I guess, 1/4 of what has been quoted by the civil registration system. And it has also said that most of the deaths happened during the second wave, right? Yes, Ritik, correct. Then COVID-19 impact, then we will see in the next slide. Infrastructure challenges, only 54% of hospitals and LMICs have oximeters, medical oxygen access, power disruptions होता है, acute shortages है, funding नहीं है, skilled workforce नहीं है, infrastructure development नहीं है, financial constraints है, this much amount is required, health priorities, limit resource allocation, all these are the major problems. Then comes the solutions. How can we provide solution to the shortage of the oxygen? So promotion of local manufacturing to reduce import dependence. Basically it is saying कि हमें import के ऊपर ज़्यादा depend नहीं रहना, and we need to be dependent more on the domestic production of oxygen in India, as well as solar powered oxygen plants to ensure uninterrupted supply, portable oxygen concentrator, booster pumps, and community based oxygen hubs. So all these needs to be taken care of, and these are the steps. Then regional cooperation, WHO का काम क्या है? To collaborate as well as capacity building and technology transfer, training programs, technicians in Nepal and Bhutan. Basically it is saying कि जितनी भी low income countries हैं वहां पर रीजनल कोलैबोरेशन होना चाहिए. WHO, दैट इज वर्ल्ड हेल्थ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, को ज्यादा से ज्यादा एक्टिव पार्टिसिपेंट रहना पड़ेगा इसमें. ऑल सॉर्ट ऑफ इनिशिएटिव्स, ऐसा नहीं है कि पैंडेमिक अभी नहीं है, बट सिचुएशंस आर राइजिंग, सो WHO needs to take some steps in order to help the low income developing countries through all these measures, through all these steps, right? Am I clear to everyone here? Then comes the private sector and research. Again we need PPP, that is public private sector partnership. दोनों को एक साथ आना है कॉर्पोरेट सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी के तहत या आपका समाज सेवा के तहत. ऑल ऑफ दैट these three the public and private sector need to engage, need for industry investment in cost effective oxygen solutions, affordable, efficient and adaptable oxygen delivery technologies as well. Then it is saying oxygen is not merely a privilege, it is a basic fundamental human right. It is not something कि कोई अमीर है तो उसको ज्यादा ऑक्सीजन या बहुत इजीली ऑक्सीजन मिल सकता है, जो गरीब है उसको ये चीज नहीं मिलेगी. This should not be the case. It should act as a fundamental human right and no prerequisite for the same. So in this there were only two important editorials. Now I have prelims PYQ as well. Okay, so beta, these were the PYQs from the first editorial, but it has been I have pasted in the PPT after the second editorial, but these are related to the first editorial. So please have a look here. Try to solve this question. Yes, Mamta, Ritik, Roshni, Charita, Dheeraj. Okay, very good. Rishi, all of you have given the correct answer. RCEP is related to ASEAN, that is Association of Southeast Asian Nations. So ASEAN is the correct answer here. Good. Mansa, Utkarsh, Sonali, Rishi, Aditi, all of you have given the correct answer. Then I have one more question for you. Even if you do not know, try to solve this. Read the question very carefully. Just when you are commenting, write Mekong and then write the answer so that I can figure it out if you are not giving the answer for the previous questions. Good, Utkarsh. Yes, anyone? Read the question very carefully. It is saying, in the Mekong Ganga Cooperation, an initiative of 6 countries, which one of the following is not a participant? Not a participant. Utkarsh has forgot this not, and that is why he is given the wrong answer here. Very good, Moni, Sanju. Good. Good, Mansa. Very good. Sonali, Rishi, wrong answer beta. So the correct answer here is 1 and C. It is saying which of the following is not a participant. So I'll tell you about Mekong Ganga Cooperation. It was founded in Vientiane, that is in Laos, in the year 2000. Vientiane, it's in Laos in the year 2000, and the okay, yes, correct. Dheeraj, Roshni, Madhab, Charita, Poonam, Mamta, Mansa, right? Mekong Ganga Cooperation. It has India and 5 ASEAN countries. Now ASEAN countries: Cambodia, Myanmar, Thailand, Laos and Vietnam. These are the members here. Bangladesh is not the member. China is not the member. Who are the members? India and 5 ASEAN countries, that is Cambodia, Myanmar, Thailand, Laos and Vietnam. So here the correct answer is 1 and 3, because it is asking not. Any of you who is going to appear tomorrow for the exam, make sure to read the questions very carefully. Do not do easy questions wrong, right? Read the questions very carefully. Then comes the next, the mains PYQs. I'll just quickly read it for you. These are related to your first editorial: analyze internal security threats and transborder crimes along the Myanmar, Bangladesh, Pakistan, including line of control, role played by various security forces in this regard. Basically, it's a question from internal security GS3. How far are India's internal security challenges? Border management, again almost repeated of this question, that is internal security, GS3. Both have been asked in 2013 and 2020, right? Then under prelim Sarthi, we have Financial Action Task Force. This is the newspaper clipping here. If you see, India to push watchdog FATF, that is Financial Action Task Force, to put Pakistan back on its grey list, right? Yes, Charita, these are the mistakes. Do not do beta. Then FATF, I'll quickly explain here what all it is about. So basically, FATF is a global money laundering and terrorist financing watchdog. It is money laundering and terrorist financing watchdog. So what it is money laundering and terrorist financing watchdog. It was found in the year 1989. Basically, it was found by the G7 countries, where in Paris, after the attacks in the USA, it also included terrorist financing, and in 2012 it included to stop the proliferation of weapons of mass destruction. It meets 3 times in a year. And its secretariat is located in Paris. We have OECD headquarters as well, right? All these are very, very important. FATF is back to back in the newspaper. You need to know what is money laundering terrorist financing watchdog, year 1989, conference G7, where Paris 2001 terrorist financing was included after the attacks on the United States of America. 2012 it included weapons of mass destruction. Then meets 3 times in a year, secretariat Paris. Very good Charita. We will be seeing the list as well. Then India is a founding member of FATF, yes or no? Quickly give me the answer. India became a full member in the year 2010. Before that, in 2006, it was a observer status. India has an observer status in 2006 and it became a full member in the year 2010. If a statement comes, India is a founding member of FATF, it is a wrong statement. Moni, no. Utkarsh, no. It became a member in the year 2010. And FATF was established in which year? 1989. Right? 1989. Then 2 groups. India is also member of 2 regional groups under this. That is Asia Pacific group as well as Eurasian group. Right? Then grey list as well as the black list. Grey list to increased jurisdiction. Increased jurisdiction. उन countries का ध्यान रखना who are the hub for the money laundering as well as the terrorist financing. That is why Indian diplomats or Indian government is pushing FATF to bring back Pakistan on the grey list, because they are the ones who is sponsoring terrorism from their soil. Then blacklist countries are Iran, North Korea and Myanmar. These 3 countries are there under the blacklist. So all these we have discussed FATF. Again, it is very important from the exam perspective. You never know, tomorrow there might be a question on FATF as well, right? Then comes the next. With this, we have concluded today's daily news analysis session. Anyone who's appearing for prelims tomorrow? Anyone? Okay, how many of you are appearing in 2026? That is next year. Okay, wish you all the very best, Ekta, and all the best to all of you as well after tomorrow's paper. If you are little, all the best, Sonali, all the very best to you. So all of those who will be appearing in 2026 or 2027 after tomorrow's paper, yes, after 11:30, try to solve the paper on your own. Even if you have little bit of knowledge, just see where you stand. चाहे आप तुक्का लगा के करो, कैसे भी करो, but try to solve the paper and see where you stand, right? And how much do you know? So I wish you all the very best, each one of you. We hope to see you on Monday, and let's see how the paper comes tomorrow. Again, all the very best to all watching aspirants. Thank you.